When you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What? Let's do it right now. When I was getting a physical to play football, I think
I've never been fondled.
the RN, which obviously they check you for a hernia. And before she did, she's like, "Everything okay with your balls?" I was like, which I think she said because it was a 14-year-old kid, but
Well, see, here's the thing. I've always heard stories about that. Why is that so funny? It's the truth. They're
is
checking for
so-
testicular cancer.
It's so funny.
no, she wasn't doing that. She was checking me for a hernia.
Well, they're checking you for both.
Well, probably.
'Cause they're looking for lumps, right?
No, because
like all-
you can't. When they check for a hernia, they just
Don't they grab it? Or?
no. Have
See,
you?
I've never
I
had it
told
done.
you. Garfield and Friends from Pickle
Oh.
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not the
Yes.
first one.
This one.
Times a hill.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Do-do-do-do-do.
There are two
There's
actual
two-
songs.
there's two of
Oh,
them.
The
well,
second
that's what
one,
he sent me a picture.
Ready?
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 Two.
To
Party!
We're ready
To party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on in, come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield,
Garfield
and
and
Friends. And then I think there's another
I love
verse.
how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There
in it.
is. There's a little bit more to it. I have a list of movie titles that were almost called something else. Star Wars Episode 6 was almost called Revenge of the Jedi. We know this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're nerds. Alex might not have known that.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's not Revenge of the Jedi.
No,
it's
no, no.
Return. I was like, bitch, you ain't no nerd.
Head cheese.
Head cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Alex?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah!
Why,
Nice.
Why head cheese?
Because I remember there's in the Texas Chainsaw, the remake in 01, they go into that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pig's head
Yep.
in the display case, and head cheese is you boil
How
a
did you
pig's
make
head.
that freaking connection, Brett?
That is a photographic memory at
Oh
work.
my god.
What is the McGangbang?
McDonald's McGangbang. Simply order a McDouble and a McChicken. The McChicken sandwich is placed directly inside the juicy McDouble, buns and all. So if a normal McDouble doesn't quite fill you up, take the chance by combining a McChicken McDouble from McDonald's secret menu.
So then do you just order the two different pieces, or do you order
You say, I want the surf and
McGangbang?
turf, and they'll give you the two.
And they'll give you the two and you put it together. I'm not into the fish thing, but I think I would do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun at all. You know what, honey? Let's try a McGangbang.
Are you bringing that to the table, Alex? Are we having
We can
this
set it on the
discussion?
table and do it right here on the podcast. Try a McGangbang on the podcast.
Wow. Wow.
So Die Hard started a
I
trend.
hate Speed 2.
Why?
That's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
She's a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and then she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back up with the saw,
What? If you back up with the saw!
we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is
Oh,
very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote by
Yeah.
you, John. I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
out. Do it.
No!
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there. Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay.
Let's do some
You're doing some friggin' Christmas trivia.
Welcome to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Josh.
Alex.
And this is episode 352. God, I'm never gonna get the intro right. We need Brett back. I think it's just How are you?
My chest hurts.
Your chest hurts, yeah. Anxious? What's going on?
I'm stressed.
Stressed? Is work hard on you? Ayo.
It is. I definitely know it's stress because my chest is like, my chest is tight.
Really, that bad, huh?
Like it's just like because of what happened today.
Like you're just getting a little overwhelmed?
Like I think it's just setting in right now. Like instead of calming down, or I am calming down, and that's why I'm starting to feel the after effects of it right now.
Yeah. Pixel's having a lick fest with my hand.
But I mean, technically I just finished my third day of work an hour ago.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness. Basically for these, like my first day went great.
Yay!
Second day went okay. It was a little bit more like intense because of the stuff that I'm learning. Basically what I'm trying to do is study for a property and casualty license.
Yeah.
And initially I thought I was going to get until like the end of the month to take my state exam for it. Well, turns out that I'm actually scheduled to take it next Wednesday. And
Just
I just
way too
started
soon,
and I
man.
just started my job Monday.
Do they know that?
Yes. So, I mean, I'm hoping they know that's a realistic expectation and that I just don't know that yet.
I hope so.
Because it is so much information.
That's a lot to retain. And
take
they say don't
in.
take it all in, but you
Well,
don't know what to take in.
So yeah, but what they're telling me I need to do is I need to absorb at least 70%.
But they're not telling you what you
Well,
need
because
to
they
know.
won't know. They don't know what's going to be on the test.
But
They
how do
gave
they
me,
not?
So what they gave me, well, they know like what to expect, but they don't know the exact test questions.
Yeah.
Or else, people would cheat.
I get that, but they should at least point you in the right direction. I hope that what they're doing and giving you is pointing you there.
I think tomorrow I've got some questions that I'm going to be throwing out there for some more like advice, or maybe just to get some like some kind of like, hey, you're actually not that far behind. You're actually you're on the right track. I think that's what I need is some reassurance.
That's what you
that
need.
I'm on the right track. I just feel like there was me and 5 other girls that were hired to do the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
And we were all hired and started Monday. And I mean, everything has been like super like straightforward, easy. I understand everything. I actually started getting pretty happy on Monday that, the stuff that I'm learning on my online courses it's actually pretty simple.
Yeah.
And then I start to learn a little bit something that kind of goes over my head. And that's when I realized, well, they only want me to absorb 70% of it. And they basically said, like, you don't get something, just move on. So I'm like, okay, so I'll just learn it enough to like take the quiz, like take the notes to take the open book quiz online, pass it, and then I just move on.
It's a lot of work.
But I have to know what's going to be on the test.
Right.
So it's been kind of a bumpy ride, and I just feel like because I'm in Indiana, the other girls aren't in Indiana. One's in like Louisiana, and I don't know where the rest are. But Indiana has like such specific rules.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more pressure on me.
Yeah.
Like I have to complete all of my classes and get a certificate after I take a pretest before I can even sit for my exam. The rest of the girls don't because they're in different states. So like they just have to like study enough material to be able to pass. I have to actually do the whole entire thing. And I'm hoping that they know that, because it sounded like there was like some newer people that are in the onboarding process. And I'm like, when they told me like my first exam was going to be for like, I get 2 attempts to pass it.
Right.
and they want everybody passed by the 23rd, which is like the first day of actual like training, right?
Yeah.
Like real job training. So I'm like, she's like, all right, well, like yesterday or, on Monday was the 9th. And she was like, oh, hey, everybody. So just let you know, you need to put this important date in your calendar, October 18th. And I was like, okay. So I just wrote it down and whatnot. And then she said, okay, October 23rd. Well, there's so many dates, right?
Yeah.
Well, so yesterday I emailed my boss because that's how we primarily communicate is email. So everything's virtual now,
right.
or digital or whatever you want to say, communication versus in person, which is different. But I'm totally getting used to it, and I really like it. To be honest.
So. I hope that you're at least getting that.
And I think it helps me to remember what I'm talking about in conversations because I can like easily go back and see on Teams or my email, like, oh, that's what we talked about. Like it's all written down,
right?
Versus like in person, so that helps too. So anyway, so I emailed her. I'm like, so hey, what is that important date? What was that for again? And she goes, oh, that's when you're taking your exam. And I was like, and I pulled up my calendar, and I was like, that's next fucking Wednesday.
It's pretty soon.
And I'm like, I really hope that like, is the job just that intense with training? Because I was hoping to get at least 2 full weeks of prep before taking a test. And I mean, my first day on Monday, I didn't even start my classes until like probably 2 p.m. and I'm supposed to be done at 5.
Right.
So I lost so I don't even get a full day there. So that's all day Tuesday. And then today I've had 2.5 hours of orientation plus another like hour of IT fucking with my computer. So I lost another like 3.5 hours of study time because the study time has to be logged. Like they keep track of how long I've logged in, and I have to have a minimum of 40 hours of study time, like actively using the app or the courses to even get my certificate. And I'm just kind of starting to panic that like my work week technically from 9 to 5 and how I'm paid and everything, like I'm only going to be working 37.5 hours this week, and I have to put in 40 hours of work.
What did Kate just knock over?
He knocked over a cup. So I'm like, I'm just starting to kind of stress a little bit that I like time is against me.
Yeah.
And me only. So I don't know. It's just something that like I've not had really time to process until honestly, like talking about it right now since I just got off work. I even got off work an hour late.
Right
I'm
now,
like, I'm kind of venting, but like, it's actually that my stress is coming down now that I'm able to actually just talk about it out loud.
I hope that you're getting through this okay, because
today was the only time I failed like a quiz.
Yeah, and you did not like that.
But the reason why I failed the quiz, I've been getting 80s and 100s on every single quiz. The only reason, and this is why it's so fucked up right now, is I keep getting interrupted,
and you have to learn new math too.
The thing is like I was none of it was math until 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
none of it. And I mean, in this, it is basic math, like basic. It's basic algebra. Not even algebra. It's just basic math. And would it
be arithmetic?
Yeah, more like arithmetic. So it's basic math that I have to learn.
Story problems,
yes. So, which is really not that difficult. I'm pretty good at story problems, but like I have to know the formulas.
That was the worst in class.
I have to memorize formulas though in order to plug it in. Like
how many watermelons does Bill have if he gets rid of 1/3 of his 10 watermelons? It's
pretty
like,
much.
Shut up.
So that's what I'm doing. But so
hope it didn't knock anything over.
No,
actually, everything stayed up except for Ruby. They all came tumbling.
But because I'm trying to learn all this math in like the last course that I was taking, during the time I was trying to absorb all the information and actually retain it and learn it, I kept getting interrupted every 5 fucking minutes with either IT or them trying to sign me up for my test, and they were having issues with the website and trying to get info from me, and then emails, and I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, and then I still needed to eat lunch, and I'm like, I'm running out of time, like, and I'm getting pissed. Like, this morning went good up until, like, I kept getting interrupted, and so by the time, like, I just kind of skipped through to the end to get to the quizzes, it was like, oh, haha, you skipped it. Now you have to try to pass it. I'm like, oh, well, I wasn't paying attention, so now I failed.
Well, now imagine if it's like for me, if it, like tomorrow I have to go to IT. I'm getting a new computer for work, and I'm not sweating it because I don't have a lot on my plate like at this moment for work. You are just overwhelmed, and I'm just like, I hope that this is actually worth the
Well, what I've learned about like what my job is going to be,
yeah.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
My job is fine. They even told me that they even told us, the trainees, they're like, trust me, your job is way easier than this test.
God, I hope so.
Because the stuff that I've learned, like I'm basically learning my job by studying for the test.
Here's
like,
the thing,
I'm
like,
getting like the outlines of what I'm going to be doing.
What people don't understand is that when you're interviewing for a position and getting the position, it takes the work. But when you have the position, most times, 9 times out of 10, you're not struggling with it.
Well, and it doesn't sound
It's
like
the-
my
it's the
actual
setup
job
is
is
the
going to be
struggle.
that difficult.
Right.
It really doesn't. Like, it sounds like I'm going to be able to catch on to it pretty damn easily. And the stuff that I'm learning, like, I get why I have to learn it, but there's also stuff I'm learning that I'm like, oh, I know that I'm not going to need to know that, not for the test, but, like, for what I'm going to do. Like,
Correct.
I'm learning everything about property and casualty, but what I'm going to be actually using is, like, this.
Not as much.
So that's what's frustrating.
Very little.
But the only other thing I explained to them really quickly on a quick Teams meeting. She's like, how's it going? And it was yesterday morning or afternoon. I was like, well, you're trying to put a little bit of a bump in my road here. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm kind of a go-getter, and when you tell me that I'm gonna take a state test, I want to try to get like a 90 or 100%, and you're telling me you literally only want me to get a minimum of 70. You just want me to pass the damn thing so I can work. I'm like, you're telling a person that's a go-getter that I don't have to go get, and I can't do that. Like, I feel like I have to absorb and retain everything that I'm getting taught during these courses.
Yeah.
But I don't have to. So that's what's also stressing me out, because I'm like, I need to learn all this, but I don't.
Honestly, you're a go-getter to a point. You're not like 100% like all in unless you're focused on one thing at a time. You don't go get multiple things. So if you're go getting something for work, your focus is going to be on work. There's a chat you have to approve. And for what I'm noticing is, because you're go getting on work, you're trying to focus well, it's also easier that you're at home now.
Yeah.
So
this would definitely be way more not good if
it'd be miserable if you had to go into an office,
Yes.
do all this, come home.
Yes. So it makes it a little bit easier.
Working from home. Okay, now I got to find out these percentages, because working from home levels have gone down in the States. It's actually gone up.
But I'm doing
people
the
going into
opposite.
the
I'm
office.
getting the
and
job.
you went the opposite
I went
direction.
the opposite way.
So I said to you last night when I found this out, because I listened to the radio yesterday, and they were talking about how work from home, hybrid work, and going into the office daily has changed and flipped. It's going now more towards going into the office. Hybrid's dwindling, and going into or staying home is dwindling even more. But the thing is, you're at a company that is all work from home, and I'm at a company that is used to work from home and hybrid and in the office. They have it all. So it's very interesting how our dynamic has shifted between the way you and I. My job can always be work from home forever. Like my job. You're in a new position that you're discovering. They've had work from home years prior to when it was a necessity for people who needed to do
Lots of years prior.
Right, exactly.
They said like they've been around and doing like remote work since like 2002.
Right.
They're like,
wow,
we know what we're doing.
That's crazy. 02, the internet was just a baby.
Yeah.
They were able to do it back then.
Yeah.
Okay, it was around for about 20 years. So
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
they're like,
for
we
reals.
know what we're doing.
I get it. Yeah.
They're like, oh, so when they told me in my interview, well, when COVID hit, and they're like, oh, everybody's got to work from home. We were like, got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're already doing it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, other than that, everything it's going fine. It's just a little stressful. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day.
It is. It is.
Woosah.
God, I hope you,
Everybody just send me positive vibes. Like, I hate people that say like thoughts and prayers and positive vibes and stuff, but like, for real, if there's energy that you can somehow channel to me to like relieve my stress and anxiety and just
Hey,
like,
we got a coffee warmer. You haven't
Thank
unwrapped
you,
it yet.
Patrick.
Thank you,
I
Patrick.
really do. To tell you the truth, it's really funny that he sent us that because I'm so busy in the morning. I barely sip my coffee. So by the
Yeah.
time I actually take my second or third sip, it's cold. And I'm like, fuck. And then I looked over. I'm like, because this morning I didn't plug it in. I was like,
Yeah.
I won't need that. And then I went to go take my sip of my coffee. And I'm like, it's cold. So I was like, I'm going to have to plug it in.
Yep. So thank you very much for that, Patrick. That was a very nice gift that he sent us. It was a coffee. It's a mug warmer that it plugs into your, I believe it's, Jesus,
What?
everything's just fallen. First it's Cade, now it's keyboard. That I believe just plugs in via USB, if not outlet. We've got plenty of those. So what's up? You got some chat?
Yeah.
Which we appreciate everyone joining us live on YouTube. We'd also appreciate if you guys hit the like button and share our video too, if you guys would do that. What's up?
Patrick said, but if IT was working on your computer, then they should know why you're missing hours, which again, like, I think I have to address that tomorrow because I mean, they said training hours are from 7 a.m. to 5, but I have to work only a minimum, or I'm allowed to work from between 7 and 5, but I have to work at least 7.5 hours. So like, I worked until they technically clocked out at 5:55 today, so almost an additional hour. Right. But like, I think tomorrow I'm going to address that and be like, so, I mean, is it okay? Like, it's kind of like I clocked out, but it's more like I'm going to ask for forgiveness kind of thing. Like, I hope it's not that big of a deal. Like, I kind of want to know, is it
you lost time.
How much more time? Because if I have to be on the computer from 9 a.m. until 8, I will. Like, I'll take that extra time until I'm tired and I don't want to study anymore. Like, but what if I have meetings and stuff interrupting my time and I'm supposed to be clocking 40 hours of actual classwork in from... that means I can't be interrupted.
That doesn't make any sense, though. They want you to do 40 hours, but they only want you to work 37.5.
But I have to do 40 hours of classwork before my test. So technically between yesterday and next Tuesday. So I can put those hours in, but it'll be like close.
Jeez.
Super close. So I don't know. It's something I have to address tomorrow. I'll be like, hey, can I make that time up that IT's on my computer or that these meetings that I'm in, and that's taking away from my study time.
Unless they're like, oh, well, that's going to happen and you're going to get through it anyway.
Unless they just tell me, don't worry about it.
By Tuesday, you're going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs and you're going to have nothing to do if you're going this fast, is what they're going to say.
I hope so. I hope so. Because as of right now, I am like mentally planning to work through the weekend.
God,
like that is where my brain is at. Is which honestly I don't care.
I know you don't.
I don't. I know that you kind of care because it's less time away from us. We spent the last so many weeks together.
That does not matter. This doesn't matter. No.
1 week.
This is a job where they said you're only going to be working Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week.
But I will be, and it said that overtime is voluntary.
Yeah, I get that.
Mandatory.
But up to 5 hours.
Yeah.
They're only going to allow you that.
So that's I know.
Did
one. I have to clarify all of it.
You basically just did one, so you only get 4 left.
I have to clarify all of it.
You're not going to get it all.
But yeah, they're saying Dad is also saying namaste. Breathe in, breathe out, repeat. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so into our show.
Other than that, my job's going great.
Yay!
It's just stress.
So they sent you all your equipment, and we've had to replace a few monitors off the desk, and yeah, you've got it all good now. Eventually, we're going to be moving the studio around again, so just keep an eye out for some more studio movement coming to a theater near you. Anyways, so on that note, so normally we open up the show with a gaming on this day, which yesterday, had we done the show on our regular Tuesday, we would have talked about the Orange Box because yesterday was the 16-year anniversary for the Orange Box.
Why do you say these numbers?
Because it's kind of a big deal, you know?
I know, but I'm saying that because like 16 years ago doesn't sounds like a long time ago, but the Orange Box coming out doesn't sound like it was that long ago because we were in Chicago when it came out.
No, we were living here. You were in college.
2007. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. October 10th, 2007.
I just remember. You are. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So the orange box comprised of Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Team Fortress
Team
2, and it
Fortress.
introduced Portal. Yep. It was critically praised as the best collection of games by hundreds of gaming websites. IGN gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Which I think it deserves that. It's an amazing collection of games.
Portal is 10 out of 10 amazing, and
Team Fortress 2 was fun
Team
when
Fortress
it was
2,
active.
yes, was fun when it was active. And Half-Life, I got into too late.
Yeah, same. Too late for
it
me
was
as well.
too
The graphics were too... I couldn't get into
like
it.
the controls and stuff are too like, you know, like to jump and like I tried playing Half-Life and
they modernized Portal 2. Like Portal 2 is like a great sequel.
Oh, and yeah, Portal 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
But like Half-Life was like, I get it. I know that everybody rants and raves about it, and I would love to play it because the last game is called Half-Life Alyx, and Alex Vance in the game is literally has the same name as me, not because her name is Alex, but because her name is spelt the same way, Alyx.
Yeah.
And when you Google Alyx, or at least back in the day when Half-Life came out, if you Googled my name, Alyx, it was like a couple of my old MySpace photos would pop up.
Right.
And like Alex fans.
Yeah.
So it'd just be like me and her.
Now it's a lot more popular.
Now it's a lot more
like,
popular because more people stole my name. So
Aha.
I was here first.
I don't think so.
I was here first.
There's a design Alex after you too, but
how cute is that? Is I have a video game character with my name.
I mean, there's a lot.
And it's a girl.
There's a lot of Joshes, so I'm not even gonna go there. Like, if there's a video game character named Josh, they're probably in a, like, I think there's a character in, like, one of those horror games that's on PlayStation that's like that, like, cinematic horror where it's, like, all those teens. I don't know. It's like an interactive horror game that's on PlayStation. Anyways, so, yeah, I just wanted to mention that the Orange Box came out 16 years ago, and I remember when getting that with our old friend Jer. It was not on the shelf yet, so he had to actually ask for a copy.
Yeah,
he got the midnight launch of it. But yeah, so other than that weekly update, interesting stuff about us. You started your job as we had opened up the show, and for me, I'm going into work tomorrow, and I went in yesterday. And yesterday, I left early. Like, I messaged you at 1:30.
Why didn't you tell everybody why you left early? So you scared the shit out of me.
I scared the shit out of myself
because like I just either got out of a meeting or something. And I looked down at my phone and it said, like, can I call you? I'm on my way home.
No, I said, call me when you can.
Or, yeah.
I'm on my way home.
And I've never had that. That's like the message I dread from you when you are in South Bend.
Yeah.
And which is 2 hours away.
Yes.
So, like, because it always makes me nervous that you're so far away.
I hate
and, like,
it.
things can happen. I do
But
know that you're
it
right.
is what
You're
it
right
is.
next to a hospital. So I'm like,
yeah. That's
so
not
I'm
the
okay with
case.
that. But I
It's a
looked
long
down
way
and I'm
from
like,
you.
what do you mean you're on your way home? What the fuck? And the only thing I could think of was like, did something happen with a family member? You're on the way home to tell me or be with me. And I'm like, I just like
You
panicked.
embraced. I didn't mean to scare you. I should have just texted you.
You should have actually just texted me. You know that my mind goes to the worst case scenario every time.
Got you to call me.
It sure did. And then I was
So,
like, okay, I got to
There
go.
was a gas leak at work, and everybody had to evacuate the building.
So it was serious.
It was pretty serious anyway. So, I was afraid. Like, nobody turned off any lights. Everyone said, leave the lights on, get all of your equipment, and go. I was like, but isn't unplugging things causing sparks? Like, that already freaked me out. So I was like, I'm just going to get everything. Go, go, go. I panicked. I freaked. I was like, you know what? Just grab my stuff and get out. And what I did is I left my lunch there because I was going to have it to snack on the way home or just when I got home or lunch today.
Why didn't you pack it up?
And I left it in the fridge at work. So it might still be good.
I mean, I'd eat it.
2 days later.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to eat it at work. I'll probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
it will be fine.
the French fries, I do not reheat. So
French fries might be questionable, but the sandwich
will not fill me up. I'll tell you that. Could be a good like breakfast or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so I just packed up all my stuff in a panic, and I was like, oh god, the things are like something turned on, the fridge kicked on or something that was in the other room, and I was like, oh god, things are gonna blow up. I smelled the gas on the way out. And it turns out there wasn't a leak. I don't know what. Maybe a heater kicked on that hadn't kicked on in a while.
Yeah, well, you know how that has that funky smell when it hasn't kicked on.
I wonder if that's what happened.
Maybe, and people freak out a tiny bit.
This was pretty powerful though. On the way out, it's like, man, I can smell it. It's like I can smell like some kind of sulfur smell. But I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna say anything. Like, not gonna freak anybody out. I was like, oh, let's go. And yeah, so gas leak was unconfirmed. So, anyways, yeah, and I go in tomorrow, and I'm gonna be taking our group photo with our marketing team.
Oh,
It's gonna be great. So. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about playing and watching. We got a few things to talk about as far as playing goes. We've been playing some more Fortnite and some more Party Pals.
Mhm.
That's always been great.
It's fun.
I think that I don't know. Fortnite's been rough. Like
We had a couple rough patches, but we were still getting some W's.
yeah, it's hard to get those W's. So it's been cruel to us. It's been down to the wire.
It was honestly
basically.
just 2 days in a row. That was it.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we did like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday where we got like 5 wins between 3 days, and that's like more than we usually do.
People get wins.
I know
so much.
I know
on the
they
daily,
do.
So.
Like for me though, this isn't Call of Duty.
Fortnite,
This isn't
you
like
get
me
the
versus
wins, man.
everybody. This is like me working with my team, and it's not about getting the most kills, it's about getting the last kill.
Yeah.
Versus and I'm all about getting like
the most which
kills.
is coming soon. I hope Modern Warfare 3 is good. You like that or that scream from
I know, but it's the pause before
from
we
Scary
go.
Movie
It's
3.
the
He's
pause.
like, so we're talking about Uncle George. You ever seen the movie Scary Movie 3? It's when they're in the basement and they accidentally switch off the lights. And
he does.
He does, and he screams like a wimpy
He just
scream.
like pauses and grabs his chest like
Ah! Like he's having a heart attack. And Alex still just quotes it to this day. It's pretty funny. But yeah, no, the Modern Warfare 3 beta is open, available this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So we will be doing that. I think it might be available Friday. I'm not sure, but we are doing Friday the 13th, streaming Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Other games as far as playing goes, I've been playing some Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Played a little bit on my stream. It's okay. Like I don't know. It's not 100% amazing to me. You haven't played it since the first time, right? We've only played it once.
yeah.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
We have to get.
I played it a few times.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. Why haven't we gone back?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Mm.
But we're not gonna be doing that this weekend though, except for Friday the 13th. But...
Oh, it was having server errors.
Oh, okay.
That's right. It was having server errors, and we were like, oh, so let's go to, and we started playing
Friday
the 13th instead.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And then we just got stuck on that because I thought it was. I like both games, but Friday the 13th to me, it's so cheesy, and you can fuck around with them more, and it's more fun.
We need to have.
And
a
I
full
think
squad.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is more serious,
Yeah.
so you don't have like as much like slapstick fun.
Yeah.
And I think Friday the 13th is more slapstick, and when we play with everybody, it's like I don't know. I like having fun, and I love being the killer.
Okay.
So
We'll-
I know like there's certain people that don't like being the killer, like Crystal.
Yeah.
Like I like being it because it's funny to hear you guys like. I try to turn the sound off on my headset so I can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
Like so it makes it so like I'm playing like against you for real.
Yeah.
And so when I actually find you guys,
You hear a scream and stuff, and
like when I come up and I hit the car and whatnot,
God,
and I'm pulling you out, and
that is so intense. Like you're trying to get out of the actual like camp.
But it's
or
also
whatever.
fun, like when I get back into the actual voice chat after everything's done, and you guys just set those fucking bear traps for me, and I keep getting, and I don't see it, and I get stuck in it. I'm like, God damn
You
it!
get really upset with that, which I think you have a TikTok about that where you
I
actually
do.
you died by stepping in your own bear trap.
But I set the bear trap, and I was a survivor, not a killer, and I
Right.
didn't realize that I could step in my own bear trap,
I didn't know that either.
and I accidentally stepped in it twice.
You were on your way out.
I went around it, and you can see it just glitched because I
You-
even glitched through
Apparently,
the.
you're just not allowed to get out that door.
Well, I glitched through the door. That's why my foot is like the door's shut, and my foot's just hanging, glitched in the door
It
in
was.
the bear
yeah,
trap.
your entire body was right. Let's see here. What else are we playing? Oh, I've been playing Tunic actually, which is a isometric top-down adventure game like Legend of Zelda, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Like, it's really fun. You basically start off as this little fox guy in this majestical world. The colors are very claymation-esque, and I love it. Like, you start off, you pick up a stick and you start hitting things with sticks, and you eventually get a sword, you eventually get a shield. I haven't gotten magic yet, but I'm in the area where I should be getting magic, where you have magic skills. I don't know what they are yet because I haven't done it yet. So I'm going into this game completely blind, and I'm very late in playing it, but I'm having a blast. It's a really fun, just chill and attack your enemies kind of game. It's just really fun. I'm having a good time with it, and I'm hoping that eventually it gets somewhere where I'm having a little bit more fun with it. It's a really good adventure game, but I think you would get maybe, I don't know if you get bored with it. It's not your play style.
Not really.
You've never really
I
done...
like watching those things and people playing it. I don't necessarily like doing it myself.
I might do some on stream eventually. Maybe I'll do it like a little bit Saturday morning before like Patrick gets on or whatever, and I'll do a little bit of Tunic just to like play a little bit of a comfort game. Like, it's a really comforting game to play, and I enjoy it. So I'm gonna go back to it. And right now I'm giving it like a 6 out of 10. It's a fun game, but I'm not getting the full interest out of it like 100%. But I'm just getting through it a little bit and just playing a little bit. Now, as far as watching goes, we've been watching Lego Masters these past 2 weeks. We haven't been able to really talk about it on podcast or even on stream. Like, we haven't really talked about it. It's a great show, and we're happy it's back. We weren't expecting it because of the writer's strike.
Right.
So we thought that they just weren't going to have Lego Masters until the spring. We just weren't expecting it this fall at all. You enjoying it?
Oh, yeah. The last episode is already like one of my favorites.
It's about the cats.
They make cat...
jungles.
Not really jungles. They make
a play area.
They make a cat play tower area.
Yeah.
Like a playground.
And some of them were really good.
And they had to be interactive and big.
Really,
and I was like, and then they put kittens.
To make Lego interactive for cats is hard because it's all hard plastic. But if you get them to move and stuff, they don't care. They don't care.
I really enjoyed that. That was
little
really
kittens
cute.
And stuff. So I enjoy it.
It made me go, Kate, where's my
we had
kitten?
to go play with our cat. Which we've had that as an actual nightly thing now. Is we take Pixel and Kate in the other room and they wear them out
because they know that like that's their playroom.
Yeah, and they love it. They're having a blast doing it too.
You got trampled last night.
They have been rough around my face.
Yeah, like Josh will
around.
Lay in the middle of the living room and
Pixel
like
tries to tackle
to
me.
be like stretching, and then Cade and Pixel will like run around Josh trying to catch each other, and Josh is like literally in the path of destruction where he's just gonna get trampled.
I about die.
I was like, oh shit, you need to move. Like, they get rough tackling each other.
He does.
Pixel is like a 20-pound dachshund, and Cade's gotta be at least, when I pick, he's actually only like probably 5 pounds.
Pixel,
but he's a very
Pixel
long, lanky kitty right now.
He tries to like dominate my arm. And he puts his crotch on my hand.
He does. He like wrestles your arm, and then he's like,
"Oh, it's dead.
Now it's dead, so I'm gonna dominate it." Like,
It's so just it's such a weird moment for him. Anyways, moving on from there. So we were talking about Lego Masters and cats and stuff. We went back to Parks and Rec, and we've been going through that series. We're actually on season 4, which is awesome. I love Parks and Rec. I know I saw the cat and dog are laying down together. It's adorable.
He was like, "Would you please just like
allow me
to lay here? I don't want to lay on the floor."
He's looking around like, I can't believe this is happening.
He's like, she's gonna bite me in a second.
I think she's okay. I think Snickers will be fine. So Snickers is like on our. We have a pillow and blanket laying down on the bed or on the floor, and as a pet bed for them, and
it's like a makeshift pet bed.
Both of them laying together. Last night we watched Ferngully. I fell asleep. Did you know?
Yeah.
You know I was asleep.
You were snoring.
I was really tired.
Yeah.
Like, I went into work and came back, and I was just dead to the world. You just let me sleep while you were watching Ferngully?
Yeah.
You knew that? How long was I asleep?
Oh, you were in and out a couple times.
Yeah.
Pretty deep.
I watched some of it, though. I know.
I'll tell you, it's still like a 10 out of 10 movie.
How is it a 10 for you? Is it just because of nostalgia?
There's a nostalgia factor to
like,
it.
that's got to be pretty heavy.
The nostalgia factor is pretty heavy to it, but I also
Right.
look it up. Look
Oh,
up
as far as
the
what it's up?
percentages.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, I think
We've
that
never looked up what reviews are on
yeah.
Ferngully.
I mean, I think it's like one of my favorite movies of when I was younger.
67, 64.
BS.
I gotta see why it's so low.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, the animation could be a little cheesy, but it's 1990, like 2 or 4 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why.
Who is Samantha Mathis? I know that
don't
name.
know.
Well, that's the voice of Krista. So
I don't know that. I don't know the names of apps, voice actors.
I'm looking her up. That's. Anyways, so I don't know why. Hey, you know Christian Slater's in this? He plays Pip. Christian Slater. Let me see if there's one I can actually.
I mean, Pip is the male fairy.
Yeah. What is one that I can definitely. I'm looking up his list right now. I'm sorry.
Show me a picture of him.
Yeah, I will. But
Is he not a memorable face?
He is.
Like, I know the name.
Yeah.
Oh.
You would know him in Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Men in Tights. Not Men in Tights. Prince of Thieves.
The Prince of Thieves.
Yeah, he's the brother. He's jealous of Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I think he's his brother, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. I know he plays. He's in that movie because he fights Robin of Locksley.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. Such a cheesy movie,
Well,
though.
for me, Ferngully is a 10 out of 10. But I wanted to get a little bit of a inspiration. Like, I mean, I have plenty of inspiration to do my cosplay this year. Like, that is. I don't know if I've announced that on the podcast or not, but
You haven't.
that is my cosplay I'm currently working on. I need to have it done and ready by next Saturday, so I also have that going for
we don't
me.
have a lot of time.
Right. So, let's just say if I pass my test on Wednesday, I'm going to be celebrating more than Halloween. It'll be like passing my boards.
Your exams.
My
yeah,
exam
I
for
remember
college, like my state or my national boards.
that. Right. It's going to be.
It's probably going to be like, except I don't think I'm going to drink as heavy as I did
No.
that night. Like that
I don't
night I
think
was
so.
like, I want to drink away so much. Like I studied for that test that I studied for, my national boards test
Months.
was 3.5 months of studying,
Right.
Monday through Friday.
And you were pretty confident on that one.
Oh
though.
yeah. By the time I took it, I sat down and I was like,
This is.
I got it. Like I was definitely nervous. Like I
Right.
totally like puked.
What?
Oh yeah. I like sat down and then I was like, all right, I need to sign
don't
myself
get how
out.
you
I
do
need to
that.
puke. Well, it's anxiety. Like
Right.
butterflies
I
to the
get
point
that.
of like the butterflies are flying out of my
The
mouth.
Butterflies.
So like, but afterwards I was like, oh, now I feel better. And I
Hmm.
went and I got a decent score and I passed it. And I was like, oh, hooray.
And
I
you
got
drank
it.
the night away. I don't remember that night. I don't remember that night.
There's pictures, but I just remember we would
I got
like,
pretty hammered
we would
too.
say my initials and then take a shot. Yeah. And then take a shot.
And
then
you know what I remember? I don't remember this, but I remember someone telling me that we eventually, one of our friends got so hammered, he stood up and started spinning around in circles and said, "Let's do helicopters." So we all started spinning in our living room.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Someone told me that.
But I mean,
And,
I
like,
was
3 of
also
us
still
did
in
it.
my 20s at the time. So I was like, I went out and bought myself a really nice special bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but I bought
I couldn't
something
tell you
that
what we had that night.
I have a picture of it in my lap somewhere on my phone.
Do you really?
I do, because
Hmm.
I was like, the bottle looked cool, and then it ended up tasting good. And I'm like, this bottle is like my like gift for myself. And back
Yeah.
then, like that was a gift, was alcohol.
Well, because you and I were like really pinching pennies,
right.
And
So I was
we
like,
bought
I
ourselves something
splurged
nice.
on some decent amount of alcohol, and I was like, guys, I want to get so messed up that I forget everything that I just like.
I don't remember most of the night, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but it was good. So I was like, next Saturday when we throw our Halloween party, I am going to go as Krista from Ferngully, and
Yeah.
I'm either going to be drinking enough to celebrate or drinking enough that I'm going to be upset.
I hope you're not upset. I hope you're not.
If I like I said, I get 2 attempts and they don't like they don't expect me to pass the first time. So I was like, but
you're a go-getter.
I expect
You know what? I bet you. You know what you're
time.
probably gonna do. You're probably, if you take the test and you're actually like through your courses and everything, and you're all set.
Yeah.
You get like just above passing, and you're just like,
if I get a 71%,
like I'm thinking like 72 or something, and you get passing, and they're just like, yeah, you passed, and you're like, what did I get? And you're like, that's not enough. I want to do it again.
So that's what it was for my national boards exam. There's still one question that's going to eat at me for the rest of my
because
fucking
it was
life.
a stupid question.
No, it wasn't a stupid question. It was an easy question, and the answer was not listed.
Right.
And I was like, I did that. It was like A plus B equals C.
So
or 1 + 1 equals 2.
Either way, you were not going to get a perfect score.
Well,
is that what was
so
happening?
they give you. So my national board exam was like 300 questions, right?
Yeah.
Well, 100 of those or 50 of those or something are thrown in there and don't count, just to see like if people know them.
So then your score should have been 100% if that's the case.
Well, I don't know if I got 100, but like. I know that like it's each question is like worth a certain amount of points, and like it depends on your state, and there's a lot of stuff that goes in. I just know I got a very decent score on it and I passed, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if I pass with like, or if I pass it with exactly a 70%.
Yeah.
For this, I'm gonna be like, woo, 70%, take a shot.
Yeah, pretty much. So you have to take 70 shots.
No.
Let's just say
7.
7. Let's just 7.
7 is
with
okay.
With that caramel apple, whatever Brett sent us, we have to do that.
Or I can make gummy bears again.
Yeah, let's not spill this time. Let's try to get a bar mat or something. How about that?
It's not gonna help. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. We're talking about too much now.
So it doesn't matter. So you're gonna be Krista from Fern Gully, and I'm gonna be Ghostface from Scream 1 through 6.
Yeah.
I haven't really decided which one. There's multiple different iterations that I can buy. I'm not gonna make my costume this year and make like an iteration of it. I'm just gonna put it together and just call it good, because I've wanted to do Ghostface for a long time and I've never done it. And I'm like, well, why not this year? This year is pretty much a good year to do it. Okay, let's talk about some NFL. Let's talk about some fantasy. We're gonna open up with fantasy, and our little miss undefeated over here. 5-0. 5-0. You are projected first in our league.
I'm like the Vikings last year.
Shush.
I said last year.
I don't want to. We're going to talk about the Vikings when we talk about scores. But I'm going to look up our league last week, because standings.
So no one else on our fantasy league?
No one's undefeated.
Close to 5-0.
No one's undefeated. You are at a 5-win streak. I don't think you're slowing down.
I'm not. I versed Brett this week.
I face Ashley.
And so Ashley's climbing up there too.
She's
I think
good.
she's like second or third.
Yeah, she's not bad. Like she's above me right now in the projected, and I can't do much about it.
So I faced Brett.
So we'll see how it goes.
And as of right now, I'm pretty sure things are looking good for me.
Let me look at your matchup.
I saw it last night, and I was projected to win.
I don't know if he's done any movement.
Unless he's changed things around.
You're sitting at a 60% victory.
Yeah.
So, Alex, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, your final standing projections with your draft, you started off at 5th, and now you're at 1st. I'm stuck at 8th. Like, that's where I'm at. And I'm happy.
I don't even have that
right
good
now.
of a team, to be honest. At least I don't think I do. I have some decent players, but I don't have the ones that are getting 40 freaking points.
Yeah. So you're in my conference, and you're 5-0. Everyone's 3-2, 2-3. There are 2 1-4s. That's Rick and that's Quentin.
Rick is 1-4.
He's 1-4. I know.
Unless he's just not caring
he
about.
Beat Brett last week.
That
was his one win.
Unless he's just not caring too much about this league, because he's in a lot of leagues.
He's in 5.
Yeah.
He's got to be. And Patrick's in 3 or 4, and Brett's in 2 or 3. So it's we're in 1.
I focus on 1. And maybe
mine is not doing well, so I don't know. It is what it is.
Okay, so football.
Yeah, let's talk about football scores of the last week, and we're only going to talk about last week, and then we'll talk about this next week. So, alrighty then, we'll just go down the line. On Thursday last week, we had the Bears with their first win, beating the Commanders 40-20. Justin Fields popped off
Mm-hmm.
with all those touchdowns. So go Bears. Good for them. Finally getting the victory.
Yep.
But the thing is, they face the Vikings this weekend in Chicago. We're going to see how that goes. All right. Jaguars going up against the Bills. They beat them 25-20, and that was in London. So that was pretty interesting. By the way, the Toy Story event, you never saw any of that.
I saw parts of it.
I watched the game, and it was really good, actually. It was an interesting take. There were some camera angles they could have fixed where there's no looking at the field. You don't know what play happened. A little annoying, but it is what it is. So, Jaguars, they beat the Bills. Pretty awesome. Saints shutting out the Patriots 34-0.
Hey.
That's insane.
Hey.
The Patriots are just super-duper bad right now. What are you doing?
I'm seeing if...
Take it off the stand. You have the screw there to undo.
I'm going to try to put this over on my cat's head
Give it
now
to me,
because
so
she is snoring so incredibly loud next to Pixel. I want to see if you guys can pick it up on the audio.
Try to pull it down there. We're going to see if this audio works. I'm just going to keep on talking while she's doing this. She's going to be our audio person. That audio might have woke her up. I don't know. I'll just keep on talking and see if she goes back to snoring. While she's doing that, I'm going to talk about the next game. Colts beat the Titans 23-16. That was a one-score game. Pretty good for them. Go Colts. Good job. Steelers beat the Ravens 17-10. So Steelers are on top of that. Good on them. I mean, I didn't think the Steelers had it because they haven't been 100%, but it is what it is. Let me see if I can hear it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Lions are looking pretty good.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
That's for Brett listening. That's Snickers, Brett.
Yeah.
She's passed out. Whoop. She's passed out next to Pixel, just snoring away.
Fix your mic. Turn it off and then fix it. There we go. Okay. So the Lions beat the Panthers 42-24. Go Lions, I guess. They're doing all right for this season. It's about time they did something crazy, and they're putting up some big numbers. I'm scared that the Vikings, when they face them, I don't know. What's up? Oh, you don't need it. It's not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
All right. Falcons beat the Texans 21-19. Texans aren't looking too bad, but they're still losing. Dolphins beat the Giants 31-16. The Giants are not looking good this season. It's pretty rough for them. Bengals beat the Cardinals 34-20. Surprised on that one because the Cardinals were looking amazing the week before, but Joe Burrow came back and decided to be a quarterback again. Eagles beat the Rams 23-14. Kind of just a. I didn't see anything on that. No highlights. Jets beat the Broncos 31-21. So in every single game that the Broncos have had this season, they have lost to two of their former coaches, their towel boy and their offensive.
Their towel boy.
One of their coordinators. I don't remember
they
which
lost
one.
To the water boy.
Towel boy. That was so. I don't. Broncos are just bad, man.
Yeah. Sorry, Quentin.
And then comes the Chiefs and the Vikings game. We watched this whole thing, and the last play for the Vikings was, or the second to last play was. Let's just go on a
gut wrenching.
The flag being taken back. The ball was catchable. It was inbounds. I don't know what people are saying. The illegal hands to the face that wasn't called.
There was a lot that made it so that way we as Vikings lost.
Yes.
And we were
Three
literally at the goal line. And I definitely feel like if we would have gotten that touchdown,
we would have won the game.
We would have won.
Yeah. We'd have been ahead by a point.
Like it was literally a flag. Now I will say for the most of the game, the flags were in our favor.
Except for the last one.
I said most of.
Or holding. What was it? It was a holding.
It was.
We got a defensive pass interference call once, and that was the only time we got flagged.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. The flags were in our favor until that last one that it wasn't. But it was obvious. And he also took his helmet off. And they're like, hey, put your helmet back on. No.
I love that the interview with the coach afterwards, he was
Kind of
like,
pointed out.
he was like, I
people
can't.
kept
He's
their,
like,
kept their uniform on.
He's like, yeah. He like pointed it out. He's like, whatever. He's like, I guess like it is what it is. We can't go back and change it, you know. But if we could have, then this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like
pretty upsetting.
he's like almost like what we're feeling. He's like, I totally get it. It wasn't my fault. It was fucking ref's fault.
The Vikings are 1-4, and Justin Jefferson is out for 4 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Hooray.
So they have signed a couple extra wide receivers as to their practice squad. And yeah, it's just bad all around. I was pissed off at the Chiefs, and I now officially hate Travis Kelce. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm Chiefs, go them. I go for the team, but some of the people, I'm not for. You know, it is what it is. Cowboys lost to the 49ers. At least the Niners are looking good this year, 42-10, and the Cowboys looked weak. That made me feel good. So, especially after last year. The the Monday night game, the Raiders beat the Packers, and you know what? I'm fucking
okay with
happy
that.
about that. 3 interceptions on Jordan Love. Now, if the Raiders got some of their stuff together, like their timing, I think they could be a really good contender in the AFC. So they're sitting right now at 2-3. So they're not the worst. Yeah, go them. I mean, it's good on them. So tomorrow night we got the Broncos versus the Chiefs. That's going to be a complete Chiefs whooping unless it's a trap game, and I would be really surprised that Russell Wilson would just come in and then boom, become amazing. I don't know. For our teams, Vikings are facing the Bears in Chicago Sunday at 1, so it's probably gonna be local for us to watch. We probably
I hope so.
Probably don't need to worry too much about that. Go Vikings. Hopefully they can win. The picks will be there. I mean, I'm really hoping we can put up some good numbers, but we'll see. The Niners are facing the Browns in Cleveland. 49ers. It's going to be a hefty one.
Yep.
Patriots are facing the Raiders, so that's going to be interesting. Jimmy Garoppolo gets his playbook against the Patriots, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know. It's we'll see how that one goes. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough season for Minnesota. I don't know what to think. I'm pretty down, pretty sad about it. I kind of thought they had some hope until their opening possession. They fumbled it on a first down play. Really bad, really bad. I just don't know if I have much hope left for the season. And I don't know, you and I haven't really discussed going to a game in a while. I don't think it's happening.
I mean, we went 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And if we had to choose to go to a game this year,
yeah,
based off of how we're doing, I'd be like, you know what, I'm all right. Not going to a game this year.
Yeah, we'll see how next year goes. I don't know. We'll see. Stay positive.
Yep.
Maybe we'll have a good quarterback, or maybe we'll have a good offensive line. Who knows? We'll see. But we do have a voicemail to listen to before we move on from there.
We do?
Yeah, and this deals with football, so I'm going to keep it in the time. So,
all right. Would you like to go ahead and plug that?
Yeah, make sure if you guys do want to give us a call on our voicemail, leave a voicemail, 224-225-5780, and you guys can plug your podcast if you got one, or just give us a shout out to whatever.
Plug yourself.
Gotta get my freaking mouse to work here. It's so stupid. Okay, and there's that, and there's that, and all right.
Oh wow, that's a long.
It's a hefty voicemail, so here we go.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Patrick, Solus_64 on the Twitch. Buckle up for this one. No one gives a flying freaking bleep about Taylor Swift being at the game. You guys said it's. I just listened to the podcast, your last episode. You guys were talking about, oh, Josh, I know you're trying to play devil's advocate. Well, it kind of is a big deal. They got a Twitter for these Swifties. Fuck that. Bullshit. They don't give a shit. They made this account. guess what? As soon as they break up, it's what is a 6-week usually cap for her dating life. They're not going to give a shit about football. They're not going to continue watching football. So why even waste an ounce of energy trying to teach these morons anything? And I'm not saying all Taylor Swift fans are morons. She got a couple catchy hits, whatever. I'm talking about the idiots that follow her blindly and are only trying to get interested in something because she's there. Like, oh, well, maybe I can get interested in the game so at least I'm not bored the whole time while I'm waiting for them to show her in the booth 20 times. Oh, we missed a huge touchdown because they're showing Taylor Swift in the freaking booth.
That's
So
true.
you can see my face right now. And as far as my Raiders go, we suck. I told you we were going to suck. I told you by week 4, Jimmy G was going to be out. And by week 4, he's out with concussion. He may come back, but I said by week 4, I was correct. We suck. McDaniel sucked. Our last game, O'Connell, the rookie, came in. He looked not that great at the beginning. He got the rhythm of the game. He started looking better. We could have tied the game, but what does McDaniel do? He calls a bullshit pass when we should have ran the ball with Jacobs. Fire him. Hashtag fire McDaniels. Let's go. I'm here.
Holy cow.
Oh my God, Patrick, I love your rants about football. The thing is, I can totally hear that you totally called us in your car. You hear all the motorcycle going behind. You're like, I only wonder what it looks like if you were at a red light and I'm looking at you.
He's just yelling at his dashboard. It's like somebody's looking at him like, man, he's really fired up on something over there.
I love it. Yeah, I'm not very happy about the whole Taylor Swift thing either. I'm really annoyed with it. I will point out though that there's a YouTube video posted by the NFL, and at the end, they say they don't call her Taylor Swift. They call her Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
They're like, oh, and then look, there's Katy Perry in the
stands.
in the stands, and we're like, wait. And I was like, oh, I get it, because everybody knows it was Taylor Swift,
right?
And I was like, I'm really tired of seeing that Taylor Swift was there.
Yeah, that's why we don't really bring it up anymore already.
Yeah.
It's only been one episode and we haven't really talked about it on this one until that phone call. So, but we appreciate the voicemail, and make sure you guys, if you want to leave one, leave it. Leave your info as well. Appreciate it. Let's talk about the movie club.
Yeah.
This week was a good pick.
Yeah. I'm happy you found it.
Talk to Me is what it's called. And this came out last year, but it's really made its rounds this year. A lot of people are talking about it this year because it's available on demand and out. So I love it. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this movie is based off of, let's just do the synopsis and the budget and stuff. So here's what this movie's about. A group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand. They become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. Now, this stars Sophie Wilde, Joe Bird, Alexandra Jensen, and Miranda Otto. The budget on this was only $4.5 million, and it made 88.6 in the box office.
So, did I get this right that this is more of an independent Australian film?
It's pretty independent feeling, yeah. I mean,
I'm pretty sure,
did
at the beginning of the movie, it said it was that. That's what I got from it.
It seems like it, yeah.
And it just made a boom in the U.S.
Oh, the premise was simple, a little cheesy, but scary.
They made it freaking work, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Just a hand that sits like it's shaking, and like a shaky hand, and you just put your hand on it, and then you say simple phrase. You say "talk to me," and you look up, and right in front of you is
a spirit is able to come through the hand and
look at.
Only
look
you
around.
can see it because you're the one that summoned it.
And they don't know what's going on either.
But when they say you can also say afterwards, I let you in.
Then they
and
possess
then
you.
That allows the spirit to enter your body and possess you and come through your body to act out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a
good one.
It's not a good spirit. It's like a demon, and that's where things go
completely
south.
pretty fast.
Yeah. But it's set in like 2023,
Yeah,
basically.
and people have their cell phones
like
out.
it's
They're
like
all recording.
it's what you would think teenagers these days would do. Like they're recording it, putting it on Snapchat, like watching their friends get possessed, and they're like, "Oh, it's fine. Like no harm done."
Yeah.
As long as you follow these simple rules, don't go past 90
seconds. Then they
and then
Then
you
they
have
take
to
over.
and then you have to try to disconnect from the spirit, or else after 90 seconds you're allowing that spirit to be able to permanently take over your body.
right.
And that becomes dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, hey guys, as long as we just like don't let that happen, like it's fine. Like no harm done."
But you have to make sure you light the candle to open the door and blow the candle out to close it after
On the
you let go of
spirit.
the hand.
Yeah. So you have to follow specific instructions, and it was all fun and games until
It wasn't fun
they
and games.
couldn't
Ugh.
complete those in simple instructions. So-
Riley is this kid who gets possessed because he's in it for too long. And oh my God, that scene still sits with me. Harsh.
Oh yeah.
Harsh, man. Like, that was a possession scene, man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything like out of like wasn't too crazy, but like this one kid just eventually starts hitting his face on the table because if you die, your soul is now theirs and you're trapped in hell.
Yeah, and of course that's what the demons want, because I mean that's like the ultimate prize is
feast on
taking
it.
your soul, and
Especially an innocent kid.
Yeah, and they're because that's why
he was too young to be in it, like to do it. Like like you see, it's like no, not even 15 fucking no. No.
Well, I mean, nobody should have been messing with that shit.
Of
That's
course
like
not.
to me, it's like messing with a Ouija board.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Like,
This
the
is like
involved
today's
hand
Ouija board.
it's
This
like-
is the 21st century Ouija board.
It is.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
It
kind of
goes from like it takes it from like the point of, or it takes it from it takes it from
Go on.
moving your hand and creating a message to physically being possessed and
Yeah.
seeing things.
This idea
Versus
is
like a
great.
Ouija board is supposed to like the spirit
wrote
is
this?
supposed to like semi take over your hand and move the mouse, the whatever it is, looks like a mouse, to create a message when you ask it a question.
Okay.
So but either way, those types of things are like portals, and you don't want you don't, or a window or a door or something to the other world. And if you believe in that stuff, like, best know what you're doing, man. Can mess with some scary shit
right.
that you're gonna regret later.
I'm looking up the writers. One of them what? He had a part in Thor: Love and Thunder. He's one of the writers. And one of them is one of the YouTubers who is one of the directors. There's the brothers, the Philippou brothers, Danny and Michael. They hosted their own YouTube channel, and this is their first feature-length film.
Well, I'd say it was a success.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. And, I mean, up your alley as far as, like...
What I like in a scary movie,
Paranormal.
yes. Paranormal, thriller, tense.
You're not
yeah.
into the slasher very much. You're into more of, like, the out there, like, what's beyond reality.
I like seeing, what's beyond reality is what scares me the most. I mean, I can, like you asked me the other day, do you want to watch the new Saw movie? I'm like, I don't think even, like, I want to, but I don't
see it
think
eventually.
I can stomach it. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you is, like, I will probably throw up watching it.
But we're gonna watch it. We have to. It's Saw X. Apparently, it's
But
really
we
good.
haven't even watched Jigsaw or Spiral. We're 2 behind.
We can watch those too.
I'm telling you, like,
I'd rather watch Saw X because we know the trilogy very well. The first 3 very, very well, and the 4th one too. I would say that. So
we
Saw
can
X
attempt.
is in between.
We
there.
can attempt to watch like Spiral, Jigsaw.
We don't need to, but I want to
Did
see.
you find
Saw
out
X.
if we need to?
No, those are like Spiral.
Well,
its
I
own
know
story.
that Saw X is technically a sequel to
one
prequel
to 2.
Yeah, and prequel to 2.
So that's right up our alley. That's all we need to know.
Do you need to know anything about Spiral or Jigsaw to appreciate Saw X?
The only one I think would
more?
be Jigsaw because that's a prequel to 1. So, The thing is, so the writers even said this, and whoever created the series of the Saw series, they said that they killed Jigsaw too soon, which is so freaking true because 4 through 7 were so
well, that's what I mean. Like 4 through 7, the story's fine, like the lore, but the actual like what you're seeing,
they could have.
It's just kind of
taken one of those.
They
movies
took
out
it
of
from
there.
an actual fun thing, like a intense, like
good twist.
They took the twists away and more put in like, let's just see what kind of fun contraptions and torture. They turned it to torture from
psychological
or
like kind of like Saw is based off of making you not
okay. So here it is,
making you regret not wanting to live. Like your life is the most precious gift given to you.
So they went from taking it from the Sixth Sense to taking it to a slasher.
Okay,
is what I'm trying to say.
Sixth Sense is more paranormal.
Well, that's what I mean. But like the twists and everything, and you're interested in the story and everything.
Yeah,
the twist of Sixth Sense. So Saw for us is like
1, 2, and 3, great twists. 4, pretty mediocre. 5 was bad.
5's
6,
bad. 6
was
kind of
okay.
was mess. 7 was actually
predictable.
like, okay, predictable because the writers gave what everybody wanted, basically.
They did.
And then we haven't seen past 7.
Right. Because that's the final chapter.
Yeah.
We were done. As soon as they announced Jigsaw, we said, no, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, we thought it was. But I've also heard that both Jigsaw and Spiral actually got pretty decent reviews. I even thought, I was like, oh man, Spiral looks stupid. Well, apparently Spiral is like actually pretty damn good.
I think it's more like 7. Like the movie 7.
The movie 7.
And we love that movie.
Yeah, and I do. And that movie is kind of a little difficult for me to watch too, even though it is a good movie.
It's a good premise too,
it is.
You know, based off of the psychological
but like there's just certain movies I feel like as I get older, like I've hit.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff that I've learned throughout my years. That makes me sound so old, but like my years in like
hey, I have shown you
hospitals.
horror films that we've never gone back to. There is Darkness Falls.
Okay, those are pansy like
PG-13
PG-13.
There's a lot. The Darkness. I mean, those are all bad movies.
I mean, there's certain things like, you know, they was actually kind of
Wes
psychological.
Craven did a good job, yeah.
Like they is good. Like
yeah.
that is a good, like that's good. So The Ring.
Yeah.
The Ring it's PG-13, but it's still like
good.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but like I can tell you The Ring was good.
We should watch it.
But I can tell you, like, the first time we watched The Ring, though.
Oh, we were in theaters.
Or no, not, yeah, we were. But, like, the first time a lot of my friends did, I was at a sleepover.
Doing the call.
And that was our first time doing it. And somebody did do the
so
whole,
cheesy.
like, the phone rang and it was like 7 days.
That's
and
so
I was like,
cheesy.
you know, but we were 13, 14, 15, whatever it was when it came out. So it was like perfect age to be able to semi-believe in that kind of shit. So it was pretty funny.
So this movie, I'm giving this direct out the gate before I get into the facts, a 9. This is good. Maybe even a 9.5. It's a great film.
For me, it's rewatchable. So
yes.
a rewatchable movie has got to be at least like a 7.5, 8. Like for me, like really rewatchable, I'd say 8. So I would definitely rewatch this. So I don't know if I would give it a 9 because for it to reach a 9 for me, I have to constantly be like thinking about it on my mind, like kind of how
like
you
it.
are. Yeah, like it. Like I was like constantly thinking about it and like, oh man, I feel like I need to watch this again right now. Now I feel like I'm going to give it an 8 because I can go a year without watching it.
Yeah, I'd say this is an annual Halloween
Yes,
movie
like
almost.
this can become an annual.
Yeah.
But I can also, I don't know necessarily an annual, but like
We'll watch it again
it's
in a year.
rewatchable. I'd say an annual scary movie needs to be a 9.
So like Scream.
Like Scream is a 9.
Scream 4.
Yeah.
What's another horror movie we go back to every year? Those are the 2 for sure. I don't know if we have another. Sometimes we go through the entire Scream series. Like I'll do 2 and 3 on the background.
But there's classics like that.
Yeah.
Like for us, like that
We're not really into the Friday the 13th. We're not really into the
Well, because I don't think you and I really got into
The
that
Nightmare
type
on
of like
Elm Street?
franchise.
no.
Well, I like Nightmare on Elm Street, the new one,
It's not the
not
same.
the new, but like
The reboot.
the reboot.
Yeah.
I like that because I liked learning about him and his story and how
It
he
was different
became.
than what they actually had in the first movie. So, but it was a different tale, different take.
Yeah.
So,
I know some people really didn't like that movie, but I was like, I really liked that movie.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
Like it's rewatchable, but it's not to the point where I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna suggest it and tell everybody, yeah, hell yeah, go out and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like, oh, I'm gonna watch every single year.
So, a couple facts about the movie. There were 6 hands made for the movie. Should any of them happen to get damaged or broken, and one of the directors kept one of the hands.
Uh-oh.
It's normal for people to take memorabilia.
Yes.
Both the directors turned down a chance to direct an unknown DCEU film in favor of doing this movie with their directorial film debut. When asked if they would make a sequel, the director said yes. A24 would need to be the first. A24 said that this would need to be successful, and they're the studio. So a sequel has already been made in the works and greenlit. So there's a couple things about that. The brothers.
I'm excited for that. I would watch a sequel to this. That's another reason I'd give it an 8 if it's worth a sequel.
Mm-hmm. In August, the directors revealed that they had already completed principal photography on a prequel film, which
ooh, that would be even better, to be honest.
The story explores Duckett's backstory, which is at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
And leads into the character's introduction into the original movie. So we might get more hand backstory then. And I believe that one is shot mostly on mobile phones. So I wonder if they're going to do like a
hidden
documentary
footage
style.
Or, yeah.
Where it's all put together.
Like Paranormal Activity, but through a phone.
Ooh. With the prequel. And now they've also announced a sequel titled Talk 2 with the number 2, me. So a sequel has also been greenlit. So a prequel and a sequel to this movie.
Okay. I think the prequel, I'm more interested just because of the story.
Yeah.
Oh, Paranormal Activity would be a yearly for me.
We haven't gone back to those.
Because it's difficult to watch because it is that scary.
2 is my favorite still.
1 is the scariest to me.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of here. 2. 2 had the best budget, best story, best
actually,
twist.
1, Paranormal 1, and the marked ones.
The marked ones sucks. Are you kidding? Really? The apartment one?
Yeah, dude. Look.
Well, that one's scary.
Here goes.
That one's scary.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie because it's very real.
Look at that. That's talking about the marked ones. That's goosebumps.
3 is pretty 1 because 3 takes me out of it because of because you can't have HD in 87. I'm sorry. They had widescreen. That didn't exist. So they should have down-resed it. But I'm just saying. But that one felt the bed sheet scene in the kitchen still gets me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paranormal Activity would be a 9.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
1?
Yeah. Blair Witch would also be up there too.
One.
But that, like, again, that's me. I like the paranormal stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So we both.
Anyways, go back to this. Yes, I like the movie. I gave it an 8.
And
I'm excited for a prequel and a sequel.
It ended really well. That still stands with me, like the way it ended and how she is. How it ends. Without spoiling it, we don't need to spoil that part.
The only part that sits with me through the movie that
is
kind of keeps
end?
me going. Not the end.
Oh
no.
Which part?
The end to me was semi-predictable.
I liked it though.
It was a good ending, but it was semi-predictable towards the end.
Yeah.
The part that gets to me is the kid.
Oh, when he first...
No. Being in the hospital and when she figures out that the kid is trapped in hell.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed just a glimpse of
when the little girl
comes to her and she goes, I can show you where he is.
Oh, God.
And the little girl lets her into her.
Oh, it's so weird when a spirit would let you into their world.
That's what got me was, and
seeing
they're
those
just
flashes.
and she's like, and they're never gonna let him go, and it just got to me, and I'm like, because he's young and he's vulnerable, and because he was young and
Innocence.
vulnerable and his innocence, those demons are never gonna let go of him.
No.
Like, but yeah. Anyways,
So we'll have to discuss this off camera and everything. Just remember to bring this up after. So, for my choice for the next show, there are two, and this is going to be a tough one. So, one of the movies I have on my list is called Cobweb, and we watched the trailer to this. This came out this year. Let me go to it.
we watched it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was one that Ryan said that he wants to watch.
It
but
has
I
Lizzie
already,
Kaplan in it and
I already
Anthony
don't
Starr.
remember what it's about.
It is an 8-year-old boy tries to investigate the mysterious knocking sounds that are coming from inside the walls of. Hold on, I lost my spot.
I semi-remember. It's coming back.
Of his house, unveiling a dark secret that his sinister parents have kept hidden from him.
Who's in it?
Lizzie Kaplan and Anthony Starr. Lizzie Kaplan from your show.
Oh,
Castle Rock.
Oh man, I would love that.
I'd love that show to be back on. And Anthony Starr, who's the him. What's his name?
Yes.
Homelander.
Yes.
Homelander. God,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his. Yeah. So there's that one, and then the other one just came out as well, called "No One Will Save You," and this one, an exiled, anxiety-ridden homebody must battle an alien who's found its way into her home. This is the other one. This is the trailer that we watched where she's getting up from the bed and all of a sudden there's sounds from downstairs, and you're trying to watch some of the trailer right now.
I am, because I'm trying to remember. I semi-remember that.
Both of these are right up the alley of like good
Of-
horror, I'm
yeah.
sure.
So I'm trying to.
This one's on Hulu.
Okay, so I guess the only other thing I could. Oh, and then she goes under the bed. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can watch both. I mean, we
Well,
have 2 weeks.
We do. Why don't we just throw both of them on there? We'll just watch one and we'll review both movies. Why not?
Just talk both of them. They both.
I'm totally up for watching some new like thriller, scary
Horror
movie. Like,
So both.
so what are both rated?
I didn't look on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, I think. Well, I can look. Cobweb is the one that just came out. It came out in July, so it didn't do very well in theaters because who releases a horror film in July? On Rotten Tomatoes, it's only sitting at like a 60%. Oh, 59 critics, 71 audience.
Okay.
And then the other one was No One Will Save You. That one's sitting at 82 critics, 56 audience. So both of them are flipped. Some audiences don't like No One Will Save You, and some critics don't like Cobweb. So
Okay. I think we'll watch Cobweb first.
Okay.
We'll make that our primary.
Okay. Just a couple other things we want to get to before we get out of here. We've actually almost hit our full show already. We haven't even hit our nerd news and some of the Modern Warfare 3 event, which just got announced. So the COD Next event just happened. What's going on?
I was seeing if Castle Rock season 3 is ever going to be released. I think they canceled the show.
I think so. It's Hulu, so it's hard to say. Why would they cancel it? It did 2 seasons.
Fuck, they did. It said
Or
cancel.
did it do 3 seasons?
They did 2 seasons.
Okay.
And it was such a great show. It says the cancellation was due in part to a shift in production. Warner Brothers, which produced the Hulu original, is currently focusing on its collaborations with HBO Max. As King implies, Castle Rock is reminiscent of fan fiction with its character crossovers and creative liberties.
It's so good.
It was so good, and they left it at such a great ending, and I'm like, but it wasn't an ending. I was like, we need to see Castle Rock season 3. It might come back. Who knows?
You need to make sure that our show is still coming back. What's the word? What was the show on Apple TV that we were watching?
Not Resurgence.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I
I can't because I'm thinking I was just thinking about the name of it today because I was like, I wonder if Jake's watched it yet.
Gosh, I have to look up.
Oh
Adam
my
Scott.
God, it's like our favorite freaking show. I kind of want to rewatch it, to be honest.
That's not bad. Not bad. Severance.
So you
Severance.
Severance. So you if you Google Castle Rock season 3 release date 2023, the first thing that pops up in bold and highlighted: Castle Rock will not be returning for a third season. I'm like just trying to see if there's any hints on the internet anywhere that they're going to remake it or like continue.
They're 100% not happening.
Ah!
So.
Like that sucks. It was so good.
So the Call of Duty Next event happened, and there's a few things that I want to take away from it. I'm a little torn. Warzone, I'm kind of excited for it, but it's not going to be Verdansk. It's going to be a different place, all entirely a brand new map. Comes out in December, so that's going to be it's a thought. The beta that's coming out this weekend is for all players, and that'll determine our purchase, I think, if we like it.
Of course.
I'm interested in Warzone, and the zombies looks pretty interesting.
Zombies looks good.
Yeah, but we'll see how the multiplayer looks. I mean,
I like
people
that we're
it, some
getting
people don't.
5 maps.
We're getting 5 maps on the beta. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually like amazing.
Halo Reach's beta did 2, the Call of Duty Zombies and Warzone, which is the same map. We're getting Rebirth back in the spring, which is a lot of people are excited about that. So Rebirth, Warzone, fun. I mean, I remember winning on that. It was a good time. A lot of people have a lot of fond memories of it. Activision aims to buy Activision Blizzard on Friday, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. We knew it was coming.
We did.
I didn't know.
There is something out and about that I read that Call of Duty will not be coming to Game Pass until 2025.
Yes, I think we read that when it was announced, though, that it was like, oh wow, it's going to get Call of Duty. Well, it's not going to get Call of Duty right away.
Right. It's only going to get it like later on.
Yeah, or
might get it in pieces, like
yeah.
segments. I mean, that'd be nice if we got it on Game Pass. I would love to go back to play Black
Can you
Ops 2 with our
imagine?
friends that don't want to buy it.
Can you imagine though?
Imagine.
Yeah.
I have to pull up something here. It's kind of stupid.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it though.
Okay.
Just let me get to my. I hate that this doesn't work 100%. But PlayStation just announced their new Slim. I don't know if you've heard about
Yeah,
this.
and also there's a new VR that was announced that actually got a decent. It's like a new Oculus or something. I actually sent it to my brother, and it actually got a very, very good score. It got a 9. Where is it? Jake, I sent it to Jake. Oh, it's not an Oculus. It's the Quest. So it's Meta Quest 3. IGN reviewed it and gave it a 9.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
It looks really fancy. Like, I sent it to my brother. He didn't say anything, but, I also sent it to him when he was asleep. So he probably looked at it, went, oh, cool, and then didn't say anything.
So this is the new PlayStation model coming out, and it's getting a $50 price hike.
Look, it's
What?
another modem.
Yeah. I mean, the Slim Digital and the Slim have like this line going through it. You can see on the left side. Those are the new ones.
Oh, shit. They put a line on it, guys.
But they're slimmer in comparison. There's this.
Yeah, I see that one's thicker.
AO.
This
right here. This is the original on the right. This is the Slim on
So
the
it's
left.
so it's like the Xbox. They did the Xbox Slim.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're copying Xbox.
But the thing is, they're bringing in a new Blu-ray player. They're bringing in Ultra HD on the Blu-ray player for the PS5 Slim. And I believe that's why they're saying that's the price hike, but the Slim Digital doesn't make any sense as to why they're doing that.
Right.
So,
All right. Why?
Sony,
Why inflation?
Sony being Sony, I don't know. Yeah, true. Inflation is always going to be the reason for everything these days. Yuck. Polygon had a good article on the price. It's going to be $449 for the digital edition and $499 for the regular. The Slim or the Xbox Series S, I think it's like $300 or $350. This price hike doesn't. It's $100 more.
But it's Blu-ray.
No, I'm talking about the digital edition.
Oh,
It's $100 more than the Xbox Series S.
might have to look into that.
Yeah, I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, Sad day. Quick other announcement that's really interesting. Fortnite did an update, and they're bringing a lot of Halloween skins to Fortnite.
Oh, it looks cool. I bet you Patrick pissed his pants.
Michael Myers coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds.
I like that I saw that he was playing the piano.
Oh yeah, he plays the piano, then he stabs the piano.
Oh, I didn't see the stabbing part.
That's what does
that's
the
hilarious.
long do 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 dong.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
So, do we have anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here? I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say? No.
No. I mean, by the time we record next, I'll have good news.
Hopefully, we have good news for you. I want to have good news for you.
I'm nervous, man.
I am rooting.
I'm
for
hoping
you.
like tomorrow I'm gonna get a lot of. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a lot of stress taken off of me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Either that or I'm gonna be fucked in a bad way.
All right, go and plug your Twitch.
Yeah, if you would like to watch me game, it's twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTE_KITTI. Stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. Right now we're doing some Fortnite. We're doing some party animals, party pals, like Josh likes calling it. This Friday is Friday the 13th.
It is.
Isn't
That's why we're playing
Yeah,
it.
so we are going to be playing some Friday the 13th on Friday.
In the
and-
open beta.
Yeah, and then Saturday will be the open beta, and then
Probably
Sunday
as well.
Yeah, so probably
Probably,
Sunday.
probably gonna
So
get.
it's probably gonna be a Call of Duty and
Friday
the 13th weekend.
That sounds good.
So yeah, that's what you can look forward to on my stream.
For my stream is twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MASTERL. You can find me streaming on normally Wednesday and Thursday evening and Saturday morning. I will not be streaming tonight because of the podcast, and I got to eat and I got to go into work in the morning. So I'm at that point where I'm just like, I can't overload myself. So I'm just going to, one thing has to sacrifice itself, and that's the Twitch channel. So if you want to follow me on there, I would greatly appreciate it. Follow me twitch.tv/Mr. L again, and be playing Fortnite. I don't know what else. I'll be doing on stream. But yeah. Make sure you guys are liking the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, we'd appreciate it if you guys hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified for when we're live. We're going to be a little out of sync for the next show, too, because our next show is not going to be on Halloween night. I don't think we're going to be doing... Do you want to do our show Halloween night?
Probably not, because I'm most likely going to be trick-or-treating.
Right. I don't want to force that. So we can probably... Well, just... Be alerted, man.
Yeah.
Just hit that bell to be notified, and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me on Twitch, it is @_Mr. L.
Brett_wings. Cute_kitty.
Final note. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's really weird that my sister just popped into chat because that was the final note.
Go ahead.
So my sister got married on
October
29th
or September.
Yeah.
This is October.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a very decent day.
It's a good day.
I will tell you that like she couldn't have picked a better day because
Yeah.
basically
lucky.
the day after her wedding,
Rainy.
it's just been shit weather.
Since.
It's
been
like
cold.
that was our actual like last
good day.
decent
At least our last good weekend.
good
I mean,
day.
Sunday wasn't 100% bad, but then it got really gloomy on
Yeah.
Monday.
So food was good, music was good.
I just wish
Company
the
was
schedule was
good.
a little more spread.
Yeah, it was definitely a very tight base schedule for the
Some
wedding.
people didn't
but
finish their meals, but that is what it is when you got a lot going on. And
I know
planned.
there's but
when
food
you
was
plan
decent.
when you plan things, there's a lot to do.
I wish I would have gotten a cupcake. I
Same.
really
We got
wanted
a gluten-free one.
and
we barely-
honestly, the gluten-free one wasn't bad,
We barely.
but I was really looking forward to like the
Yeah.
the strawberry cheesecake.
I wanted
or
to try
whatever
one of the better ones.
But yeah, like they were like gone by the time we were there. I will say like
we drank our weight in wine. Not
I only
really.
had like 4 glasses.
Same, 4 or 5.
Yeah, and the glasses were like
Yeah.
they were tiny. So
We're not the drinkers.
well, yeah, we're
we
not the
used to be.
drinkers. But the one nice thing that happened was since Josh and I never really had like a first dance for
Oh,
our,
yeah.
when we didn't have a reception at all.
Our wedding was pretty much just.
It was over and done in like 10 minutes.
It wasn't a 100% what do you call those things?
An elope.
Yeah, we didn't 100% elope.
We didn't really
we
elope.
had a wedding.
We had a very, very,
we had a
very
ceremony.
We had a ceremony, but it was extremely small. It was very quick decided, and we were going to plan.
It wasn't for any other reason other than for us to
legally
be
married
and live
kind
together.
of thing, and like make our
parents
happy that we're gonna live together and be married instead of.
They didn't want us to accidentally have a kid.
Look at us. 15,
Look at us.
15 years later. Happy early anniversary, by the way.
Oh, we have our anniversary coming up too.
Yeah, that's another final note. But because we didn't have a reception at all, my sister, when she had her first couple dances, the next
she did their bridal dance with her husband, and then she did
she did a
mother-son
dance with my nephew, which
and you were already in tears.
I was in tears because it looked like he was dancing with a my-size bridal Barbie.
Yeah,
like because he's like literally like a few inches shorter than she is, and he's 11. But my sister's also super short,
right?
So it was like, and she had this huge dress, so it just looked like he was dancing with a Barbie, and it just like made me cry. So and then he started crying at the end, I guess. Yeah. So, and that made me cry, and the song just makes me cry. So it was just like all like a bad setup for me to just cry.
I think you were PMSing too.
I was too. I was PMSing too. But at the same time, so right afterwards, my sister was really nice and dedicated the next song, which was Josh and I's song.
One of our we have a few songs,
but like this is like
ours.
a song that we stumbled upon watching Scrubs.
Yes,
actually,
The Book of Love.
The Book of
by
Love
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, by Peter Gabriel, and that just kind of became our song ever since. Because it's more of like a love song.
It's a very it's a love song about things that you love about the other person.
The Book of Love. So, but we were able to have like technically like our first dance together, and we were both like dressed up. It was very pretty, so I can't wait.
I'm lucky I tied my bow tie back on because I was actually ready to just call it quits for looking nice, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna look nice for a few while the sun's still up, and then I slipped my mind about the
so it was also dark and everything, so the pictures I have from people's cell phones are really blurry.
Oh, because the sun was just going down.
Yeah, so
I'd like to see the videos and pictures.
We did apparently have like the videographer and photographer take video and
pictures.
I'd
like to see those.
Yeah, so my sister said when she gets those, she'll be sending those over because we don't have any pictures and videos.
It's an awful long time to wait for photos and video. 2 weeks.
Like editing and things like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They probably do more than one wedding at a time. So.
Right.
But yeah, that was really nice. And the only thing I'm scared about is like the first, like, I don't know, let's say the song's like 3 minutes long. Well, the first minute and a half, I'm just like, my face is melted because I'm trying to stop crying from watching the dance previous to mine, and then I'm also crying because I'm also dancing with my husband, and he looks really good, and it was like a good setting, and it was just like face melting, and I was like, I'm like ugly crying right now in front of lots of strangers, and I don't like it. So it was like so much a mix of emotions, and I'm hormonal, so it was like perfect like witch's brew. So, but by the end, it was very nice. Yeah. Good moment. So a very, very nice night.
Very nice moment, and we thank them for allowing that and giving that to us.
Yes, thank you.
But we have to get out of here. I'm hungry. I need to get something to eat. I need some chicken in me, man.
Hungry.
All right, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Just keep an eye out for when we're live. Bye, guys.